Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Friday evening episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. It is about to turn 13 past 6 on the 2nd of February 2024. I hope you are all in a good state of affairs, and if you are not, well, I hope things get better soon, and, I hope some light comes your way. But as you may have seen in the past, we do have one of our previous guests on the show, and that is the ever spicy and, in his words, based Luka. So again, for those of the viewers at home who haven't seen you before, why don't you introduce yourself a bit?
I'm Luka. Me and Ted met at work, and yeah, Ted's a pre-based guy. Does some pre-based things. You should like and subscribe and turn on notifications and all that jazz.
All right. We'll do that at the end before the weird jazz outro. But for those of the viewers at home who didn't watch your first appearance when we reviewed Dragon Soup Fruit Punch, and saw us suffer.
You should go watch that video.
Yeah, it's a good one actually. But generally, for those of the watchers at home who haven't seen you before on this show, why don't you give a little bit of a background to like your tastes and your feelings around alcohol and food and what you're like generally?
Yeah, so I'm not necessarily a big drinker, so I don't know a lot about alcohol. The few drinks that I do like, I like sake, I like whiskey, rum. I typically don't drink a lot of beer.
Yeah, I have. You do drink beer when you're out with us and the other colleagues.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like I'll be out, everyone's drinking beer. Beer's sort of the thing that everyone's drinking. But I almost I don't know what to ask for because I've never really sort of delved into beer like that. I do. It's just. I know what a Corona is. A Corona tastes pretty good. A San Miguel's alright.
That's why I want to take you to the Harvey's Brew House in the town of Lewes because they've got some really good beers there. So we're not taking a look at a good beer today. If you guys have watched the older episodes in season 1 when I did no editing or prep at all and some of the audio quality was quite suspect, I did review Draft Foster's in the Falmouth House pub at the University of Sussex. Now, Draft Foster's isn't terrible if it's served properly. It's got a bit of head and it's cold. It can be respectable, but I would say at most like a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. It's not amazing, but it's like average. It's respectable, right? Canned Foster's, which is the subject of today's episode, is what we're going to be reviewing, and canned Foster's is particularly bad from what I remember. I think the last time I had this might have actually been around about Christmas 2014, I'm not going to lie, the canned version, which kind of shows what my opinion of it was like. This is obviously Australia's most imported beer, but not the most popular domestically, so I think the one that they drink the most domestically in Aussie land is, I believe, VB or Victoria Bitter Longneck. I might be incorrect on that, so don't quote me on that.
What's the most commonly drunk alcohol in England? Or beer, even. So
I know the most exported beer we have is Carling.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I know I don't like Carling.
It's rough.
Yeah, if there's one beer I don't like. It's always flat. How's it always flat?
I don't know. And I think the one that's most heavily drunk in England, and I think, to be fair, a lot of countries as well, actually, outside of the UK, is, I'm pretty sure it's Guinness. Because I remember I did a Gulf Poll tier list video a few years ago of like the top 30 most drunk beers in the UK and like where I would personally rank them. And I'm pretty sure Guinness was still number 1 at that time, and that was only in like late 2020. So it could be Guinness, I think. But yeah, I don't think it's Foster's, although I think Foster's might have been in that top 30 back then, but I hope not. But first of all, what do you think of the label? If you see, grab your can here. So what do you think of the label? Because I will admit, the colours and the contrast between the colours on here isn't that bad. It's not great.
It isn't that bad, but like...
I mean, like, the contrast to, like, the gold and the red on the logo against, like, the blue background with a silver outlining is actually quite a nice colour contrast, but I just feel like it's a bit garish in the way that they've designed it. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the can. I feel like Foster's isn't, like, known to be, like, one of the best beers, like, ever, but I feel like the can is trying to make it out
that's the thing. Even when I first had a sip of beer at like 16, I sort of was told straight away, or at least I had an impression straight away, that Foster's was proper rubbish. So what would you rate the can out of 10? I think I'm going to give it a 6, just because I do like the colours, but the rest of the design is a bit gauche and quite...
I'm gonna give it a 5. You know, like, it's fine. Like, it's the kind of can that you'd almost expect to see on, like, a TV show. You'd see, like, a bunch of these on, like, the floor or something.
Yeah, like, you're watching an old...
It's the most bog standard can of alcohol out there.
It's like if you watch an old episode of, like, Married with Kids or something, and, like, the dad is, like, drinking this stuff or something like that. And, yeah, I think I'll give it a 6. It's about average, alright?
Yeah.
Alright, let's give it a quick sniff then to see what our first impression's like. And hopefully mine doesn't fizz up too much because I dropped it a load. Alright. Literally smells of nothing. The most 5 out of 10 nose I've ever smelled. Like, it literally smells of nothing. It's not offensive in any way, but it's not bad either. It's not good either, but it's just very, very 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it smells a little bit of something, but it doesn't smell particularly good. It smells like a farm smell, but not like a good farm smell, like a bad farm smell. Like, you're walking around like on a school trip around a farm, and like you smell that like farm smell, but it's like not the good farm smell.
It's like, yeah, just the smell of like stale sort of like water, and sort of like the smell of like the milking shed, and just the fact that it's not been cleaned properly in a while. It's just that very sort of slightly stale but not quite clean smell. Okay, so we're pouring it into the plastic pie cups as well, by the way, because I'm not sullying my nice new Nonic pint glasses with this muck. So let's give it a snifter in the cup. What do you think?
It smells a little bit more now, but
it's not terrible, to be fair. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. What do you think? I'm going to say a 4.5 out of 10.
I'm going to go for a 3. It is like, the more I smell it, the less I want to, like, you know, put this in my body.
Yeah, it does have that feeling. It's not quite as bad as with the dragon soup, though. That was pretty awful.
No.
Anyway, let's have ourselves a quick palate cleanser before we see what this sucker tastes like. So, to everyone at home, cheers. And don't worry, again, like last time, if you need a proper palate cleanser afterwards, I've got whiskey and also some Glens if you really want to rough yourself up. Okay, right. So, to everyone at home, this one's to us, and yeah, hope you enjoy this video, and yeah, as always, hope you have a good weekend ahead, and bottoms up. Cheers.
It tastes like it smells.
Really?
I imagine you were like, you just got a cup and you just got a trough at a farm and you just got some liquid in there and carbonated it.
Literally, all it feels like is just stale old paper towel that's been soaked in like really out of date barley water that's got like really weak soda water mixed in with it. That's honestly what this tastes like. It just tastes of so little, yet it has such like an underlying.
Oh, that's a pungent after flavour as well.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's so underwhelming, but then it's got this really weird bitter aftertaste that just sits there. It's weird. There's no character at all to the overall taste, but then the aftertaste has got too much character.
Yeah, no, that is.
And it just sticks around for ages. It's fascinatingly bad. Truly, especially awful. I mean, like, I don't know how Charlie drinks this stuff. Like he's got pretty good taste on most other things, and like he likes Foster's Cairns sometimes. So. Right.
YouTuber could allow that, surely.
Oh.
It's not even a bad word. I mean, like, it is like a bad word, but like, you know what I mean. Plus, like, they're wild.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go through this one and edit it again.
It's like one drop of alcohol. It's just like pure baseness, you know.
That doesn't even make.
That's
not a word, Luka. That doesn't make sense.
The base monster comes out, you know, and he just likes being based, you know.
What are you on about? It's like a fucking children's story about being based. What is this?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, right. I don't really know what to rate this because the texture isn't terrible. Oh, it is actually. Yes, it is. Sorry, it's really weirdly wet, but then it's also got this horrible dry finish. I forget what I said. The texture's bad. And then, like I said, the flavour has just got no body in the main flavour, but then the aftertaste is really bitter, like Luka said, and then it just lingers for ages. I think I'm going to give this a 1.
Yeah, it gives like a 0.5. It literally tastes like Swan Pass. Like it's actually disgusting.
It's really quite unpleasant. I think the only reason I'm giving it a 1 is because I can taste some distinctive beer flavour there. And it is...
It's like artificial beer flavour though. That's not like a real beer flavour.
But here's the more important thing. I would much rather drink this 10 times out of 10 than Carlsberg Special Brew. Because that was truly bad. And so I think I'm going to give this, 1. What do you think? Just looking at it like you're contemplating life's decisions.
It's one of those drinks where it's like, you know, it's like a rock bottom drink. It's like, I feel like I've never bought Foster's before, but I feel like it must be like, you know, like it's hella cheap. Like, you know, it
was dirt cheap. It was like at the local offie, it was like about I think £1 or £1.50 for a can, nearly a pint-sized can. That's bad.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that, like how someone can enjoy this. I would understand it more if someone said that their favourite beer was Carling, but their least favourite was Foster's, because even though Carling is very mid-tier, it's infinitely better than this. So
yeah, it is.
It's just generally awful. It's genuinely one of the worst beers I've ever had. That's miles behind the draft version. Good God. But anyway, yeah, any other closing thoughts?
None that probably won't be censored.
You can try. I believe in you.
This beer is slightly less likely to make than Dragon Soup, but only just. And most likely the reason because of that is because it's cheaper, right? See, Dragon Soup was kind of expensive, and if you're at a football game or, you know, like, you know, you're betting online or something and like you're losing and like, you know, you're losing money as well, like you're going to be wanting to buy and drink cheap beer. So, you know, a Foster's perfect drink for that. Because, you can drink a lot of it. You're probably going to get quite drunk. I don't really know how strong it is. I bet it's strong.
It's like
you could chuck your wife beater on. You know, it's not quite a Stellar, but like it almost gets it there. So on the beers to drink to like 2 wife beaters. It gets 2 wife beaters out of 5. I tried.
Well, at least I appreciate the effort anyway. You know, you did make an effort this time, more than last time. Oh, Jesus Christ. But I think, I think that does kind of roundabout sum it up. It just doesn't have really a sense of good feeling, no good mouthfeel, no good taste. It just generally feels you're leaving...
It's like a beer you drink out of necessity, not...
Definitely, yeah.
Not
I just don't feel like I'm drinking this for a good time, really.
Yeah.
Good. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, share and subscribe, and be sure to turn on your notifications, and as well as that, leave any comments in the comment section down below if you want to see any other guests or drinks or other video formats on this channel in the future. And as well as that, if you want to check out my other social medias, I'll put them in the video description down below. And until next time, have fun, stay safe for whatever you're doing, don't do anything we wouldn't do, wash your hands, drink responsibly, know your limits. We'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar.
Yeah.
Alright, bye-bye for now. Why are you still drinking it?
I don't know.
Oh,
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, God. Yeah.